Welcome back, Portal Masters. SCL Matt here, and it's Friday night. Tonight, we're just chatting. This is, of course, Friday night chat with Matt. I guess that's what we're calling it. I think that's going to be the official name. Has a nice little ring to it, and we'll see how it goes. But every week's going to be a little bit different. On the weeks that are not auction weeks, like this week. And tonight I actually have a question for you, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But I'll give everybody a few minutes to get in here, and we'll see what's going on. Biggie John, Duck, Jillian, glad to have you here. Yes, chitty chat with Matt. You got it. John, yes, I am still traveling. I should be back home later tonight, actually, but I made a little bit of a pit stop on the way home, so I could do this live stream for all y'all. So, but Tom, Chaos, Gamer, Brett. Okay, I've been wondering now. I always used to read this name as Gamer Brad, but then I'm pretty sure the profile picture changed, and it's Gamer Bread. The picture actually helps with pronunciation for me. So, I unless it's not supposed to be bread, of course, then it's very confusing. But good to have you here. Gudra, Alnida, Troy, chat with Matt is back. Absolutely. Camo, Pie, Hagen, a lot of faces in here. Awesome. Yes, it's bread with a 3. Awesome. Yeah, I caught on to that. But Pie, yes, very interesting title. That's the idea. That's the idea. We want to get people in here because I want to chat with you and I want to get some opinions, and I think that's going to be one of the purposes of these chat with Matt streams, is to talk to you and see where you're at and help me form the future of SCL, if that makes sense to some extent. Obviously, I have final say in everything, but we'll see how it goes. Pumpkin Eyebrow, Stepmom just bought Flipwreck, Fling Kong, and Batspin. That's a nice haul. That's awesome. That's awesome. Martin, glad to have you here as well. So what's the chat? Yeah, what is the chat? That is the question. So as the title says, you know what? I should do better, and I'm slowly going to be figuring these things out. Okay, let's even put this up on a banner so we can talk about this officially. No more Saturday updates. Maybe. For anybody who didn't read the title, no more Saturday updates. What now? This isn't a hard and fast thing. This is something I want to talk about. Something I've been thinking about. Jillian and I have been talking about this, and I want to see how all of you feel about it. Yeah, different day, another update system. So yeah, that I mean, that's the question. Gamer Brad, you got Jillian on a thing now. Every time. Congratulations. All right. So the question, no more Saturday updates. So as we continue to grow and expand, and basically I'm starting to give Jillian more work, I guess you could say. Um, the question becomes, does it still make sense to only do updates on Saturdays? Now, I know most of you are fairly new to the site, and so you may not know anything different. But let me just do a little recap for some of you. Back 2 years ago in May of 2021, when I opened the shop, I used to unbox everything live on stream. We had a lot of live streams going on, like 3, 4, or 5 days a week. Um, and after each unboxing, I would update the shop. So we would get new stuff in, shop would be updated same day. So it wasn't until I hired Jillian that I actually switched to the Saturday updates. And that was simply because I had all of the figures at my house. I did all the unboxing, all the testing, all the resetting, and then I had to bring everything over to Jillian. And so I couldn't do the updates during the week because Jillian, who was doing the shipping, wouldn't have the figures until Saturday. So now the biggest difference is that I'm having a lot of the stuff shipped directly to Jillian. And so um, she is doing the testing and resetting and unboxing of the majority of the figures. So that's that a lot of that is being taken off my plate now. But that means that I don't need to wait until Saturday to do the update. Like we could go back to nearly daily updates. So the question becomes, should we still keep them only on Saturdays? Or can we just update as soon as we get stuff in? Like, is there a reason to keep the Saturday update day? Is that something you would like? All right, so we're getting a couple of opinions in here already. I see. I prefer Saturdays. Daily updates are great. Would they be smaller daily updates? I mean, yeah, it'd be, if we get a box or two of figures in, that's just what it would be. It wouldn't be the entirety of what we got that week. Totally fine with it being Saturday. It's more predictable. Okay. Chaos feels daily updates would be better. It would keep the insanely fast sniping to a minimum. That's a good point. That's a valid point. So I mean, one of the other things, yeah, everybody knows Saturday 1 p.m. Central Time. I've kind of drilled that into you, and that would get rid of that once a week update time when dozens of people are jumping on just to get one blackout figure. I mean, we're still only going to get one blackout figure in at a time, but it could be on a Tuesday. Lucas, you personally like the bigger updates over the course of a longer span of time. Okay. Only put expensive figures on Saturdays. That would be an interesting option. Troy's fine with whatever works better. Biggie John, yeah. So that would be a big question because if we move to daily updates, I don't think we want to do daily update videos. So yes, I think if we move to daily updates, we would lose the preview videos. Um, we may be able to substitute with. I don't know yet. We're just kind of brainstorming this. Like I said, that this isn't concrete yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to talk things through, and these are the type of questions that I want, like things to think about, right? We could potentially. There might be a way to easily post a list of what's coming in each update. So it wouldn't be a video, but maybe a blog post of sorts, um, that you could quickly view what's in the update. I can't guarantee that, but I think that might be possible. Um, Update on Friday before the live stream on non-auctions week and have real-time info in the stream. Steven, I I kind of like that idea. It would be an interesting concept, um, to try out at least 1 week. I don't know if I'd want to do it every week. Just give you kind of a running tally of. And today, John bought one camo, one whirlwind, and one terrafin. And Jesse bought, I like. I think that could be a fun novelty stream. I don't know if that's something that people would want to tune in for every week. But I like I like thinking outside the box here. I do. I really do. This is why I bring these things to you guys. You never know what little tidbit might strike the right idea for someone. Power Ranger Anthony, having a date lets me plan my money better. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I have school, so Saturday is better. I mean, we could potentially say like the updates are going to happen. I'm like we could still set a time, maybe. Like the updates are going to happen at 7 p.m. every night or something like that. Or maybe it is 1 p.m. every day. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Pie, you don't mind either as long as stealth elves keep flowing in. Fair enough. Gamer bread, okay with whatevs. Um, Chaos. I do understand why one weekly update is more convenient since some of us have jobs and all. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, Imaginator sell out almost instantly. I think it would be better on Saturday because of what I miss. What if I miss a Sensei on Wednesday? I mean, like you said, they sell out just as quickly, no matter really when I post them. I think like they're still probably going to sell out just as fast, whether it's Wednesday or Saturday. Pac-Man, been out of town for the last month. Or for Valentine's Day, my father hid the flowers with water he got from my mom over my Skylanders collection. Oof. Yeah, yeah. Got to be careful with water around Skylanders. That's for sure. That's for sure. I'm glad your Skylanders are all right. For the updates, I prefer Saturday since they're pretty predictable. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I am sensing a little bit of a theme that a lot of people like the predictability of Saturday. Throw a Pete on the ground and a bunch of Earth and Magic characters crunched together. Man, gotta be careful there. If we don't have weekly update vids, then it will make it incredibly hard to get figures we want. Lucas, why do you feel that would be? Why would it be any harder without the videos? I mean, because I can guarantee you, not everybody that shops in the shop, like you can just search in the shop and see if things are in stock. I mean, you still have to go to each figure page to get the figures. I mean, I guess you can know exactly what you're going to the store for with the preview video. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. So I apologize if that doesn't quite make sense. Um, make it incredibly hard to get the figures we want. Yeah, I guess it's just okay. The preview video allows you to plan your shopping trip. So when you go to the shop on Saturday, you know exactly what you need to pick up. You don't have to check every page. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Would your unboxing Wednesday be gone if you did more updates? No, not necessarily. Um, the thing that might change with that would be like I would still do the unboxing like I kind of have been recently, but the the contents of that unboxing might have to wait until Saturday to actually be in an update. I think that would be the biggest concession there. Um, is that like if I'm doing the unboxing live physically, the other option that we have talked about is that like Jillian and I could work together on the unboxing, and so we would hook up a camera for her, and both of us would be on this stream here, and she could hold up the figures, and I could talk about them, and so she would kind of do the unboxing, and I would still be here just talking about stuff as normal. So that'd be another option. So my point being, we do have options about that. So, what about doing a YouTube community updated for the shop update? YouTube community updated for the. What do you mean by YouTube community? Just like like the community post on the channel. If that's what you mean, yeah, I could just potentially post the updated figures there if I didn't want to do it on the blog, or I could do it both, or link the blog to the channel or something. I don't know. I don't know. Martin, as long as it's not on Twitter, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think any update would just be on Twitter. That's fair. If you were to get an update from your wish list when it's available, that would be great instead of having to wait until Saturday. So yeah, Tom, that's was initially kind of what I hoped for when I got that wish list plugin for my site. It's not currently working how it's supposed to work, from what I understand. The plugin is sending emails out when things on your wish list become available that were sold out, but it seems to be sending you like a list of everything from everybody's wish list that was sold out instead of just your own. So it's not quite behaving properly. And I've been trying to get that figured out. Once again, like I said, it's a third party product, so I can't just mess with the code myself. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what I had hoped. Like those wish list updates would be enough to notify you when things came in, no matter when they came in, whether it was on Saturday or any other day. So if I could get that to work the way I wanted to, that would be an option. Yes. What if you use the little blue thing at the bottom that told people what people bought during the streams? Um, That would have to be very creatively coded, I think. Right now, like, those messages going across the bottom, I have to manually enter, so I'm not able to really like, I wouldn't be able to keep that live and updated as to what people were purchasing. But yeah, I do like that idea, actually. I wonder if I can like, I don't know if you can hook up third-party programs to StreamYard. I bet you could. I bet you they have an API out. I'll have to look into that. I actually kinda like that idea. Just showing off, like, recent orders at the shop during the live stream. That could be fun. That could be a lot of fun. So thank you for that. If there's no more Saturday updates, then when's this update gonna come out? So Chad, no, I haven't decided that for sure. This Saturday, there will still be the huge update that I've been talking about. Um, so yeah, nothing is changing yet. That's why there's a bunch of question marks after it. Anytime I put that question out there in the title and on this little banner here, um, I'm posing the question: should there be no more Saturday updates? What do you think? Can we make that work? Can we make that work? Saturday is generally better, especially with the big ones, so I have a better chance of finding what I want. I mean, but I mean, what if? Okay, I mean, say you're like just using blackout as an example again. I get one blackout in on Saturday. Do you really have a better chance of getting that one blackout on Saturday than you do if that one blackout came in an update on Tuesday? Like that mentally, I'm struggling to understand why it'd be easier on Saturday or why we'd have a better chance on Saturday. Now, if it's because you work during the week or you have school during the week or you're not on your computer during the week for whatever reason, like okay, I get that. But like that's kind of what I want to know and what I want to sort through because I to me the day of the week it's not like I'm going to have more blackouts on Saturday than I will on Tuesday. Like it's going to be the same amount of figures just spread across more days, right? So if I got one box on Monday, one box on Tuesday, one box on Wednesday, normally those 3 boxes would just show up in the Saturday update. But if I switch it up and say, okay, we got this box on Monday, the update's going up on Monday. We got this box on Tuesday, the update's going on Tuesday. And so I mean, it's the exact same number of figures. So that's why I'm curious. Like it's not changing what's going into the shop. It's just changing when it's going into the shop. Tom, getting email on Tuesday saying your wish list item is available would be great. Fair enough. Fair enough. Splat. I will have to talk about the Skylander 7 stuff another time, I think. Um, that's a whole live stream in and of itself. But I am very interested in them. I'm very interested. Um, what about bi-weekly? Wait, so updating even less? Is that what you're saying? Or like twice a week? So like, are you saying once every 2 weeks? Or are you saying like update on Wednesday and Saturday and have like 2 set days that we update? I guess the pros for daily updates might make the chase for the figure more fun. Maybe. I mean, I think that's kind of up to you, and that's why I'm asking. Like, Would that be more fun? Would that be more enjoyable? But on Saturday, at least it's scheduled, so it's hard to miss. Okay, so you're liking the schedule. So once again, I'm going to bring this up. Like, what if the daily updates were scheduled? Like, what if it was, like I said, like I don't know what time it would actually be, but what if it was 5 p.m. every day? And I mean, some days we might not get figures in, and I would let you know when that happens. But if the update would always happen at the same time every day, like, would that be enough? Because I mean, yeah, it would be weird if I went back to the um, unscheduled updates that I used to do. Like sometimes it's at 1 p.m., sometimes it was at 7 p.m., just depending when I got done with the update. But what if it was like it's just same time every day, 5 p.m. every day? Just to throw a time on it for an example. I'm not saying that's when it would be. We can have that discussion another time. But um, yeah, would that make the daily update any better if it was scheduled? Troy, I'm at the point where I need less than 50 figures to complete my collection, and they are most from Trap Team and Imaginators, which sell fast regardless of when they hit the shop. That's my point too. Like things are good. I think things are going to sell at the same speed. And honestly, I would think you would have a better chance of grabbing something on a Wednesday night than a Saturday because, like I said, everybody's available on the weekend for the most part. I mean, some people work weekends and some people have family things on weekends or whatnot. But for the most part, people are off on the weekends, and so everybody can be available for that 1 p.m. restock time. Whereas on Wednesday, maybe the other person who wanted that figure you were looking for is busy, and so they got stuck at work, and you could pick it up. It almost feels like you have a better chance. I don't know. I don't know. Off topic, but I see some calculus books behind you, given that I believe you're at your brother's because of Legos. Yes, yes, Pi. You've seen this background before. We've had these discussions, and yes, this is my brother's house again. Yeah, the calculus books, the Lego, everything going on. William, thanks for joining the chat. We're doing well. I hope you are too. Yes, Jillian has volunteered to be SCL Vanna. Ooh, Jillian unboxing them would be awesome. Good to hear. Updates could also be done with certain days dedicated to certain games. Interesting. Steven, this is an interesting thought that I had not considered previously, but that would be interesting. So just update. Let's see. We have 6 games, so that'd be 6 days. So probably every day, but Sunday is usually my day off. So if we started like Spyro's Adventure on Monday, yeah, Trap Team Monday, Imaginators Wednesday, yeah. But yeah, that would be an interesting concept. Now I'm curious, what does everybody feel about that? Jillian, if you're still watching, what do you feel about that? A game a day. That's an interesting way to structure it. I don't know. You got me thinking now. That's why I want to talk about things. Duck, yeah, that's what you meant. I forgot what you said. Oh, the YouTube community. Yeah. Okay, cool. We got that right. Troy, I only go to SCL Twitter for SCL. I know I've gotten a few people to join Twitter just for SCL. I'm okay with that. Camo, enjoy Giants. It's a good game. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Biggie John, it's a wish list update problem, something to do with the public shared private setting. I don't think so. It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be affecting it at all. Like I've talked with the developers and they can't seem to replicate the problem that I'm having. So it's probably something like it's probably another plugin on my site that's causing some conflicting issues. I'm guessing that's usually what happens. I don't know exactly how, like, I'm not enough of a programmer to fully understand how or why that might be happening. Um, but yeah, maybe you and I can talk about it later and dive into it a little bit more if you have some thoughts on that. Jeremiah, welcome back in, asking for some advice for Skylanders. Went to my son's collection, and the game he had was called Skylanders Giants. Fair enough, good game. And he got a few figures for my wife. What should I get him? Um, yeah. So what I've said before is generally I recommend getting one of each element. So if you're on Skylanders Giants, there's 8 elements available. The easiest way to go about it would be to get the 8 giants if he doesn't already have those. I'm guessing he already has at least one, but if not, I would at least round out those 8 giants because the giants were kind of the gimmick of that game, as you can tell by the title. And so those characters are always going to be the strongest in the game, and they're going to be typically the most fun to play within that game. Other suggestions, I mean, like I said, make sure you at least have one of every element because that will allow you to unlock all the areas in the game. There are some areas that can only be accessed by Skylanders of a certain element, and that's why you want to have access to all 8 elements. Beyond that, it's really personal preference. So, like, my favorite Skylander is Camo. Now, they didn't specifically make a Camo figure for Skylanders Giants, but they made one for the previous game, and all the characters are actually forward compatible. So you could still play with Camo in Skylanders Giants. So you really have a lot of figures to choose from. And that's why I say, like, beyond getting one of every element, it's really kind of just personal preference. So it's kind of figure out if he likes. Do you know any? Does he have any favorite characters right now out of what he's been playing? Because usually, like, fighting style can determine some things. Sometimes, especially kids, just like to go for how the character looks, and so you just kind of have to figure out, like, which ones do you like. But yeah, otherwise, I personally like ranged characters more than melee characters. So that's how I determine some of my favorites. But um, yeah, I guess I'd start with the Giants and go from there and see what you like and don't like. Chaotic, welcome. Glad to have you here. Lucas, we're kind of getting Robo either way. Fair enough. Fair enough. Streamer has plugins for sites like, ooh, do they show progress of fundraisers? So they might have a plugin for online shops. It's possible. Like I don't think StreamYard themselves put out any plugins, but yeah, I'm sure they're big enough now that other people have probably started creating plugins. Because, like I said, I'm sure their API is available. People actually have money on Saturday. I mean, my wife gets paid on Tuesdays, so she would have money every Wednesday. I mean, I know stereotypically payday is Friday, but I found that's not true for everybody anymore. when I worked another job, I used to get paid on Thursdays. Um, so I mean that's a little bit harder to judge. So um, Chaos says, I think someone already said this, but what about 2 updates in a week, like Wednesday and Saturday? Breaks it up a bit more, but also makes it easier to track it for customers. Potentially, it is an option. Everything's an option at this point. Saturday is just a convenient day overall for so many reasons. Fair enough. Pumpkin says most people aren't busy on Saturday. Yes. Okay. Steve, I guess it just aligns people's schedules. I, for one, am almost always working on Saturdays. All right. Like I said, some people work weekends. Saturday's not convenient for everybody, but it's worked pretty well so far for most people. Bum, bum, bum. Found Chompy Mage listing for $45. Oof. Yeah. If you need Chompy Mage and is it a legit green Chompy Mage? Not the Jingle Bell Chompy Mage? I'd take green Chompy Mage for $45. Any day of the week. Absolutely. Especially if you need it for your collection. Absolutely do it. If there's no update video, you can't anticipate the blackout. True. But like I said, I could either provide that information in like a blog post, or if you can't anticipate it, once again, I would go back to, you might almost have a better chance of picking up that update, because I mean that if people don't know that the blackout is coming, people may not be looking for it, and you could be the lucky one to stumble across it. Maybe we'll see. What times do the Saturday updates take place versus the regular week? I asked because I'm on the West Coast. So, Andy, currently the Saturday updates take place at 1 p.m. Central Time. So West Coast, that would be 11 a.m. Versus the regular week, that's yet to be seen. Like I said, we're not officially switching anything over at this time. We're just talking about it, seeing if it makes sense, seeing if it's an option. And I mean, right now, the general consensus that I'm feeling from most of you seems to be keep it on Saturday. I appreciate that you're willing to discuss it and throw out some other options out there, twice a week versus every day, scheduling different days of the week for different games or something like that. But generally, I feel I'm getting most of you saying Saturday's the day. Saturday makes the most sense. And I don't know if that's just because Saturday is what you've gotten used to. Because like I said, when I first started this thing, I updated on random days of the week all the time, and things seemed to work out. I honestly didn't have anybody complain, and I was a little bit worried when I switched it to just 1 day a week, just on Saturdays, if that was going to be a problem, and that seemed to work. So sometimes it's one of those things I just need to push forward and see what happens. But we'll see. Gamer Brad, maybe if an app with notifications for new making an app with notifications for new items. I mean, people have always asked me for an app. I've always kind of written it off because, one, I don't know how to program an app. Two, they're expensive. Three, they constantly need to be updated, just to be in line with Apple and Android and all the changes that they make. And I don't know if I want to put up with that. An app would be very expensive. I know that. And that's what already one of my hesitations for like opening up a physical retail store is that there would be a lot of expenses that go along with it. And I don't have that kind of cash flow. Like I'm not a Silicon Valley startup that has millions of dollars to spend from investors. Um, so I could see an app like that quickly eating up a lot of my profit, which would be tough. I I like the idea, and if we could send like real time updates directly to customers, like that would probably be the most ideal thing out there. I don't know if that's possible. I'm broke all week. Doesn't matter what day. There you go. Okay, you did mean twice a week. Okay, we've had a couple of votes for that. Yeah, doing like Wednesday and Saturday. Trap Team Thursday, Supercharger Sunday. Yeah, I could do daily things like that. Very possible. Like I kind of like that idea. Like it would make things it it would break it down so it'd be just a little bit every day. It'd be more predictable, right? Because if you need blackout, you would know, okay, if it's Trap Team Thursday, you still then you only have to check in on Thursday, right? You wouldn't have to check in 7 days a week to see, oh, is there a blackout today? You could just check in on whatever day that game is being updated. I mean, same thing with any figure. If you're looking for Series 1 Spyro, well, you know, Spyro's Adventure updates on Mondays. So you only have to check in on Mondays to see if he's there. I if if we go to some kind of everyday update thing, like that one is quickly gaining my favor. Um, Actually, I have a better chance on many updates because if you have three blackouts on Saturday, one person may get all three. But if you had a blackout on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's more likely one person wouldn't get three. Very true obsession. Very true. So yeah, I mean, if I have just one all week, it's not going to change. But there have been a few weeks recently where I've gotten like two blackouts or two spotlights or something like that. And yeah, I mean, they likely did not arrive on the same day, so they be spread out through the week. Daily shop updates at a set time would make it easier. Good to know. William, but you have to realize daily shop updates are not realistic right now. What do you mean they're not realistic right now? I mean, I think it's very realistic right now. Like I said, it's what I used to do all the time, and we could definitely make that happen. If updates were daily, I'd be a crying bro person. I'm sorry. I mean, you don't have to buy every update. Like that's part of the plan is to like spread things out throughout the week, which means the orders spread out and like you can just buy on Saturdays if you want. There's no one's stopping you. Atomic Tree, I will never sell NFC cards. No, I'm 100% anti NFC cards. It's piracy. It's illegal. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Cooper, yes, it looks like SCL Jillian's got you here. We do ship to Canada. We absolutely do ship to Canada. We currently ship to Canada, UK, Australia, and the US. I have more countries coming soon. Um, Update by day sounds good. It's simple. Steven has a good idea, but it does seem like a lot of work. Obsession? No, I don't think it'd be as much work as you think it might be. Like, we have a pretty good system set up behind the scenes here, and I I don't think that would be as difficult as it might seem. Gondo, you like predictability of Saturday. I think I might also like getting each game its own dedicated day. Yeah, I'm starting to look that day like that idea too. If you do certain games on certain days, do you feel certain days will be busier than others? I mean, possibly. I certainly think Trap Team and Imaginators are our two biggest sellers right now. And so, yeah, I think the Trap Team day and the Imaginators day would be a little bit busier, assuming we got stuff in that day. Um, so yeah, but I mean, how is that any different? Like right now, I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, one of the things I would like to eliminate is like when we do everything on Saturday, what happens is everybody puts their order in on Saturday and Sunday, and Jillian comes back to work on Monday and I mean, she can have 50, 75. There's one week I think there was even 100 orders waiting for her. And so she has to work through that all in the next 2 days to get everything out on time. And if we spread things out throughout the week and get these kind of micro updates and spread those orders out then throughout the week. So this is either gonna I think this is gonna come down to like one of two things. Either all this talk is for nothing and we just scrap it and keep it on Saturdays, or we're just going to have to pick one of our possible solutions and try it for a couple weeks and see what happens. And if everything falls apart and nobody likes it and everybody complains, well, worst case scenario, we just revert back to Saturdays. Um, so yeah, that's it. What if a sensei arrives after Imaginators Day? Then it would just we hold on to it till next week. So I mean that would be the thing. Like if yeah, so if Imaginators Day was Saturday, you would get all the Imaginators that arrived Monday through Friday. We'd show off on Saturday, and then everything that arrives the next week from I guess technically Sunday through Friday or whatever, Saturday through Friday, however you want to label it. But everything from the previous week would come out on Saturday then. And the same thing for everything else. It just be shifted by one day. So all the Spyro's Adventure figures that came in from Tuesday through Sunday would release on Monday, and so on and so forth. Like I said, it might sound like a lot of work, but it's really not much different than what we're doing now. It's just a matter of what we would release to you. And so, should if we do this like everyday thing, do we release just one game worth of figures, or do we release everything we got up to that point? Everything we got from the previous day. Kitty, thank you. Yes, and thank you to anybody who voted on that. I totally missed the voting this year. I know. I'll try to catch that next year now that I know when it happens. Um, but yes, I won best live streamer for the second year in a row. So that was special, and thank you. I like the game a day idea. It's a nice compromise between the people wanting to plan and somewhat not knowing what will be in stock. Yep. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It gives you an idea of what's coming on what day. So if you're looking for, like I said, if you're looking for a specific figure, you can still kind of plan for it. Stock is unpredictable. Having it all on one day means more stock. Yes and no. Yes and no. Maybe it'd be cool if Saturday was reserved for gimmicks and incomplete figures, traps, creation crystals, damage figures, levels, magic items, swapper halves. Uh, I don't know about that because, like, I mean, like damaged figures, I don't usually sell in the shop. Swapper halves, I don't sell in the shop. Traps, creation crystals, levels, magic items. Like, I would just, I want to keep that stuff with the games. I think with whatever they were released with. If we went to the games route or just whenever we release stuff, just keep it all together. Yeah, I think that makes Saturdays weird. Once again, thank you for thinking outside the box and for making suggestions, but I don't think I like that one as much. Ooh, Martin, good call. Jeremiah from back before suggestions for what to buy if they don't have the expansion pack levels. So they were released for Spyro's Adventure, but they still work in Giants. So there were four of them. You have Empire of Ice, Dragon's Peak, um, Darklight Crypt, and Pirate Seas. Um, if you want to look those up, those would totally be a good thing to get. And then you can pick up some of the magic items that came along with them. They're little extras that um, you get to play along with stuff. But yeah, Martin, fantastic suggestion. Thank you for that. I hadn't even thought of that. But yeah, if you're just getting started with the game, they're just little individual extra levels, but you need those level pieces to unlock them. So thank you for that. Um, do, do, do. Topic I would like to ask about: do Skylanders use NFC or RFID? See so much conflicting information in the chats. It's RFID with a battery that will die soon. So the gamer Andy, their Skylanders do not have any batteries. They do not use any batteries whatsoever. So from what I understand, NFC is a type of RFID, if I recall. Like that's they're related somehow, and that's why people tend to use them interchangeably. But if that's the differentiation is RFID uses a battery, that is false. Um, there are no batteries in Skylanders, so it's just the chip. All power is being received from the portal, which is plugged into the console. So um, yeah, you don't have to worry about batteries dying. No. Pumpkin, how does the update shop process work? I think you just have admin tools and manually change account for each figure, which is why it takes so long. So we've updated this over the years, and so it used to be that I would have to go in. Um, so I I don't want to get super technical and bore everybody with this, but it used to be I would never go in and just manually update each figure. That would take way too long. You're right. So what I would do is download the spreadsheet from the database of all the figures, update that spreadsheet, and then import the data from the spreadsheet to update all the figure counts. I have changed that now. I have a different process which allows me to create purchase orders. So I can just take all the figures that we got in that week, put them in a list, and say I got this many of this one, and this many of this one, and this many of this one, and then press receive on that purchase order, and it just adds all of the incoming numbers to the shop. And so I don't have to go around updating spreadsheets and worrying about like, oh, is someone going to place an order? Well, I'm updating the spreadsheet, and that's going to throw all my numbers off and stuff like that. Um, So it's changed over time, and the process is actually much simpler than it used to be. Um, and I can kind of do it without having to worry about uh, other things interrupting those counts, if that makes sense. So I mean, ultimately, like if we did a one game each day, like I could just make like a list of all the Spyro's Adventure figures, and every time we got more Spyro's Adventure figures throughout the week, we could just add them to that list. And then at the end, when the Spyro's Adventure update day came around, I would just need to receive that one purchase order, and there you have it. So, like I said, it's not quite as difficult as it might seem nowadays, but yeah. All right. Enough with Blackout. Talk about Spotlight. Yes, I agree. I agree. Blackout gets all the hype, but Spotlight is where it's at. Jeremiah, I have played Skyline Shines with him and thinks I think he likes both of them. The ranged ones and close range. Yep, fair enough. Did take a picture of his collection, and I think he has the 8 almost. Perfect. Perfect. In that case, I hope you heard Martin's suggestion, because that was a good suggestion there, especially if he has all the figures we need already. I know so many people with Spotlight who are missing Blackout. Yeah, Spotlight seems to be slightly easier to find because, like I said, I think people just gravitated towards the dark ones, and a lot of people seem to say they like Blackout more. Whereas, like, I feel okay, the Blackout figure might look a little bit cooler, but in game, Spotlight is way better than Blackout. All right. Maybe have a set time that you update the shop and do that whenever the set day is, and have people check themselves. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if I would do it every day, I don't think it would be at a random time. I think it would definitely be at a set time. We'd have to figure out what that is. Jeremiah did pick up 3 Skylanders at flea market. One was a rock monster with cool blue crystals, so probably Prism Break, I'm guessing. One was a bronze robot. Bronze robot. Bronze robot. Why am I struggling with this one? The other one is funny looking troll with dynamite. So that's Boomer, right? Bronze robot. Is it Bouncer? Here, what do we got? Yeah, pretty good ones, I'm sure. Yeah. There, Prism Break, Boomer, Bronze Robot. Yeah. Same question I had. You see, Drill Sergeant came to mind, but he's not really bronze. I would describe him as red. Drobot, once again, I guess he does have a little bit more bronze on him. Jeremiah, you gotta help us out here. Ooh, yeah, could be Bouncer. There we go. Martin, you have enough to discuss with Jillian, and we can chat with Matt about what's the plan on video content, VIPs, emojis, or others. Yeah, we're almost done with this chat this week, Martin. See if I can ever catch up with this chat is the thing. The chat loves to chat, that's for sure. Saturdays are bad for me. I work during the week, so I have things at home that need taken care of. During the week, I can make time, car shows and house cleaning, take up my weekends. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, weekends aren't great for everybody. Good to know. But just saying, I want the shop updates on Saturdays because it's best for me. Good to know. Good to know. But that's what I want. Your opinions. What works for you? I mean, you can't speak for other people. Does Dark Mega Ram Spyro scan as Dark Spyro in previous games? I believe he does, yes. It always tries to find the closest thing. So if there hadn't been a Dark Spyro in previous games, it would just scan in as regular Spyro. But I believe I could be wrong on this one, but I believe he does show up as Dark Spyro in the earlier games. The Jinzo, welcome. Glad you catch us here. All right, man, I am way behind on these comments. All right, if we had daily updates, any chance of batching shipments per week or something? Batching shipments per week. Daily updates. Yes. If I understand what you're saying, yes, I think that's what I had in mind. Pumpkin has a new idea. Shop update on Saturday and Sunday. You can make one preview video. It's going to happen on both days, either on Friday or right before the first update. I don't think that really solves any of my problems. Like, I'm trying to spread things out throughout the week. So putting it on, like I said, like with Jillian's workload, if we're trying to solve that problem, putting on 2 consecutive days, especially on Sunday when her day off, that doesn't really help me. But doing like Wednesday and Saturday would make a little more sense to spread things out, because things tend to slow down in the middle of the week, usually a little bit. The Jinzo, any chance of shipping to Denmark? Eventually, not right now. I don't currently have plans. I don't have a date for you, but probably, yeah. Jeremiah, what does the color mean on the bottom? So the color, yeah, regular's got you here. Which game it came from. So yeah, green for Spyro's Adventure, the first game, orange for Giants, blue for Swap Force, red for Trap Team. Superchargers has, they have the engines on the bottom, like that's the common thing. A lot of them put the elemental underneath the engine. So the very bottom is going to be different, but they all have that, like, yeah, bronze copperish colored engine on the bottom, and Imaginators have the big hexagon bases, which on the very bottom are black, yes, but they're painted different colors on top, on the sides. But regular, thank you for answering those questions. All right, Saturday or Sunday works. Chaos. What do you ship live plants? Yikes. Troy, what day would Eon's Elite be? Yeah. I mean, they'd have to get lumped in with something, and we'd figure it out. I mean, the other option would be, like I've always said, like the first wave of Eon's Elite came out with Trap Team. They're not technically Trap Team figures, but that's when they were released. So that'd be a possibility too. I wanted to split them up like that, but I'd probably just say, like, no, they're going with Imaginators or something like that, since we usually have fewer Imaginators. But that's a good point. We would have to figure out something for that. Super Legend likes some of these ideas. Which ideas did you like? Pumpkin, always busy on weekdays. Lose any possible chance getting a figure during a weekday update. Mm-hmm. I mean, just because we update on Tuesday, if you need a giant, it doesn't mean that they'll be sold out on Tuesday. They could be there later in the week, or even on Saturday. Like that's the other thing, is like not everything is going to sell out right away, and especially if other people are busy, which it sounds like a lot of people are during the week. Generally speaking, people don't like change, even if it's better. Yes, obsession. I absolutely agree with that. I mean, I'm that way myself, especially old people like myself, but I really think this is a good idea. Okay. Chaos likes the game idea. Okay. Getting some more traction here for the game a day idea. Interesting. If you do go for game a day, when would the portals, games, and storage be updated? Along with, as Rayo said, the gimmick figures. Yeah. Um, all questions that would have to be answered, like portals and games, and even storage for that matter. Like I said, they were all released with a game initially. So I mean, you could almost say like, okay, this is the 2011 day, and this is the 2012 day. Anything that was really well, no, I shouldn't do that because then you'll call me out and say, well, Spyro's Adventure figures were released in 2011 and 2012. So what about that, Matt? And then they were re-released in the LG TV Battleground starter packs in 2013. So how about those figures? Okay, so I won't do that. I won't do that. But yeah, either they could be released with the games they were originally came out with on those days, or I mean that could potentially be Sunday. Or once again, I could just tack them in with Saturday's update. Honestly, though, we don't get a ton of that stuff, so it's not a huge. I kind of like keeping them with the if we do the games thing, keeping them with that day. So Swap Force portals would be with the Swap Force day. Swap Force games will be with the Swap Force figures. Something to think about though. Came in way behind the comments. You never get this backed up. Yeah. I am way behind on the comments. I get it. Yeah. So green day, orange day, red day, blue day. Yep. There you go. You're getting the idea. Super Legend. Thank you. Like these, especially daily update for each game. Okay. Jeremiah, yes, absolutely. Look for those expansion pieces. We got them in the shop. They're not too expensive. I mean, the Darklight Crypt is going to be the most expensive one. We should be getting them all back in stock on this Saturday during the Saturday update. What do you know? If I haven't mentioned it already, this Saturday is going to have a big update, really big update. Most likely the biggest update we've ever had. I need to go and get an actual piece count. But yeah, almost without a doubt going to be the largest update we've ever had. All right, if you decide the game a day idea, maybe make it 2 games a day, and then it's done in 3 days or every other day to spread it out. And like I said, that's something, if we do head down this route, we're just going to have to experiment with a little bit. Like I would probably try, like we have 6 games in 7 days. And like I said, taking Sunday off kind of makes sense to me. So like I would probably try a game a day for a couple weeks and see what happens. And if it doesn't work, maybe then condense it to like 3 days. And if that doesn't work, well, then maybe we just go back to Saturday. Who knows? This might take a lot of work to do, but maybe a swapper selling page. You could scroll down and see the data on the halves. Like scroll down on Blast Zone and have 3 bottoms. Potentially. The only problem is like those swapper halves change every week because I'm constantly getting new halves, and when I get a top and a bottom, well, then that figure goes into the shop, and so I always try to complete those figures from the have shelf. So it's always in flux. Fizzpop, welcome. Got a few people with blackout but missing spotlight. There you go. Love the Saturday updates, but I'm sure it'll all work out. Exactly. To go with the daily game update for Imaginators, with the big 3 get added anytime, or they still go to auctions. So pay attention. Occasionally, the big 3 do end up in the shop. I don't know that I've ever sold Robo in the shop yet. Um, Wildstorm occasionally appears in the shop. Thrillipede actually appears in the shop occasionally. We had these last week, or no, 2 weeks ago, maybe. There was actually both a Thrillipede and a Wildstorm um, that went into the shop, and it was a little bit of an experiment. But yeah, I am kind of making a push that way since we're currently doing fewer auctions, which means that I can't hold on to as many of these items. Like my auction stock was already getting a little bit backed up, and so yeah, I need to keep moving these items along. And so yes, um, it's possible you might see like a Chompy Mage or a Robo in the shop as well. Now that means if I'm going to do that, the price is probably going to go up from where it's currently sitting at. But it is possible that they would go into the shop. All right. Oh yeah, bouncer. Cool, cool, cool. I think that might be the other one that Jeremiah had there. Um, Atomic, you're like scrolling through the shop on your laptop at school. Nice. What about Echo? Always overshadowed by blackout and spotlight. Yep. Yep. I get that. Everybody's gonna have their favorites. All right, we're getting a lot of votes for bouncer on that one. Oh, here. What important detail about the rock monster? He had a huge hammer. Oh, the rock. Okay, so yeah, the rock monster is Crusher, and the bronze one had finger guns, and the troll had a beard. Yeah. Okay, so there we got to figure it out. We got Crusher, Bouncer, and Boomer. Crusher, Bouncer, and Boomer. Boom. Looks like the chat nailed that already. John shipments. I was asking to save shipping fees if I order multiple days during the week. Ooh. Hmm. Yeah, you have a point there. You have a point there. Um, I mean that's what I was getting at though. If I mean, ah, that's a fair argument for not spreading things out. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, nice pull, Jeremiah. Yeah, you got the chat helping you out here, but yeah, Granite Crusher. That's actually a variant. It was a Target exclusive variant. That one's definitely harder to find than the standard figure. Those hammers are always very loose. It's not necessarily that it'll pop off at any point unless you really try. Chaos. You work at a carnivorous plant shop and you filled 200 or how many people are buying carnivore? I don't know anybody that owns a carnivorous plant. Like who is ordering these things? What is going on? We may have to talk at some point. I kind of want to know more. Carnivorous plant shop. Wow. Yes, Jillian, you're on top of this. There we go. More information. More information needed. Do wonder could NFC cards be made for unreleased creation crystal molds, even customs? I'm not an expert in that case. Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. We are well past my 8 o'clock cutoff. I still need to drive home tonight. So, as much as I would love to stay and talk with all y'all, because you have been an absolutely fantastic audience tonight. and thank you for all the ideas. Thank you for brainstorming with me. Um, yes, I kind of hope Chaos is selling piranha plants. um, but I think I'm mostly caught up here. So I'm gonna call it a night, I think. Yeah, this update is massive. It's gonna be awesome. Um, do local business in my area, family member manages. There were internal issues that led to a year later. I'm still here. Man, carnivorous plant shops did never in my wildest dreams did I think this chat would go there. Um, so let's just maybe that's a good note to end it on. Ooh, Andy, what do you got here? In the shop, you have bundles on sale that show available when looking at bundle. Individual items are out of stock. So yes, the bundles are simply groups of items I have created that, when purchased all together, um, there is a bit of a discount. But that being said, unfortunately, yeah, the way the bundles are handled within the site, it never shows the bundle itself out of stock, which I've always thought is a little bit weird, but that's just the way they do it. Um, I don't have full control over that right now. So yeah, you do kind of have to go in and see, are all the items in stock? And if anyone's out of stock, you won't be able to order it. But if everything is in stock, then you can just buy the bundle and get the discount and live happily ever after. Um, so that's the way it is. And I know some people have been confused by that before, but yeah, if things are out of stock, you're not going to be able to buy the bundle. All right. The Jinzo, no, we're not going to get anything 23, 24. No, no. They would have had it announced that a long time ago. So that's not going to happen this year. Don't worry. You haven't missed anything. It If we were getting something, my website would be blowing up. You'd see news everywhere. This entire stream would be talking about it. Like, yeah, there would be 300 people in this stream instead of 30. All right. Jeremiah, Granite Crusher, it is harder to find, but it's not worth that much more money. I would recommend hanging on to it. It's not like a super rare figure. It's not a chase variant or anything like that. It was just, yeah. Honestly, I think Granite Crusher looks better than regular Crusher anyway. So just hang on to that one. Twitter poll for the update change. I could maybe. I feel like a lot of explanation would be needed to get people to understand what I'm asking, for people who weren't here in the stream. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you all for hanging out. It's been a blast as always. I am going to head out for now, but like I said, big update tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. Update video coming at 9 a.m. Central Time. Update going live at 1 p.m. Central Time. For the time being, that has not changed. There is still a Saturday update tomorrow. So until next week, enjoy and happy hunting. We'll see you.